What's going on, guys? Once again, live, late night, hangout, going over the bad news and all the good news. Not to mention the good news. Actually, that's the best news. It's the good news. But there's so much bad news, but it only takes a little bit of good news to scatter the dark news, the black news, the night news. You know, a little light scatters the darkness. It doesn't even have to be that much. It can be just a little match. You know, it doesn't matter how thick the darkness is. A little match makes a whole lot of difference, don't it? That's what happens when you come to the Blazing Press channel. The BP News, it's like a little light in the darkness. Isn't it? I'm serious. Like you sit there and you look at what's going on, and so many people are so oblivious to what's happening. It's like, and it's not that they're not aware of what's going on in the sense of basic, information, but what it really means, like, what does it really mean? Like, the big meaning, and not even just geopolitical, or not just being, savvy to what's happening, worldly, in the worldly sense, like who's on top, who's the one that's going to come out, out of this conflict the way it's going to be in the natural. We're talking about spiritual connections here that are eternal. We're talking about that news. That's the good news there. What's going on, Scott? Ralph, I see you in there. I know it's late, but I gotta keep the insomniacs entertained too. All the insomniacs out there like Scott. He's always up late at night. Too much coffee, Scott. But anyways, we're going to kind of go over some of the information that's here. Just now hitting the fan, and it does look like something's going on right now in Venezuela. There's been some B-52s flying around, turning the transponders off, turning them on, turning them back on again. I don't know if they're playing games with them or they're just trying to put them in a state of, constant state of readiness. Like something could happen, nothing happens. It's kind of like psychological warfare, maybe, or there could be something that's imminent. They've been saying that for a while. Airspace completely stopped. There's nothing going on in the airspace around Venezuela right now. So it looks like there's potentially something that could go down, especially with what just happened with the oil tanker being seized by the U.S. And they said it was seized by the Coast Guard, which I don't know how that's possible. I mean, did this Venezuelan ship sail into our coastal waters? I think they would probably avoid our coastal waters at all costs. But I mean, if it was our Coast Guard, wouldn't that mean that we went outside of our own? I mean, doesn't the Coast Guard have a certain limitation on how far out they can go from our coast? Let me just see. I'm doing a little search here. The U.S. Coast Guard can go as far as their assets, ships, aircraft can reach, operating globally in international waters to suppress or to support U.S. interests and respond to emergencies, sometimes thousands of miles from the U.S. coast. Oh, okay. I always thought that they had to stick pretty close by to, safeguard the homeland. It says like rescues near Guam or operations in the Arctic. Their range is limited by fuel, mission, and operational agreements, but they have long-range cutters and aircraft that project U.S. presence worldwide, enforcing laws and saving lives wherever needed. So I guess if there was a war, they could be federalized, right? If I guess they are already federalized, but I mean, they would be coming under the command of the U.S. military. But then there would be nobody to protect the homeland. Maybe that's why they're supposed to be here, right? Watching out for, something that might be coming this way. But anyways, that was what happened. The Coast Guard helped out on the mission. I know there were some military involved as well. Military helicopters and possibly ships. I think there was I think it said something like 10. So that was pretty significant, I would say. How's it going by request? Aussie girl, CSE drivers, what's happening? Hypervigilance, yeah. That's what you call hypervigilance, is people that can't sleep. They're hypervigilant. Hypervigilant. You didn't get the notice on the app? Oh, it's okay. We are kind of redoing some things. So that'll all be known here very soon in the future. We're just, since the operations and war hasn't started, I guess we don't really need it at this moment, right? Who knows what's going to happen? I'm going to be like Trump. You never know. Never know what I'm going to do. Never know. It could happen. It could not. Maybe it's 3D chess move. Maybe this is a 3D chess move. You just don't understand. No. Did you like that picture of Trump being a pirate? Let's just go ahead and commandeer their oil. We'll just take it over. We're taking oil, man. Whenever we need some more energy for our AI infrastructure. Come on, let's get some energy for the domestic homeland. We need to supply our people. Let's just go steal it. I don't know. Do you think that was stealing? I think it might have been. I think that oil had some connection to Iran too. So I'm sure that other countries around the world are going to be like, what are they doing? I guess they're out there now stealing people's oil. But isn't that going to be causing a tit for tat? Isn't that going to be escalating the? Maybe that's going to be the justification for, going in and invading Venezuela. They're going to do something back, or somebody else is going to do something back. They're going to blame it on Venezuela. I don't know. But did you see Maduro dancing again tonight? I mean, look, he's dancing again. He don't look as happy though right now. He looks kind of scared. He doesn't sound as boisterous, but listen to him. Listen to him, right? This is a different kind of dance. He's not saying it so, And he's also talking about being worried. That song, "Be Happy, Don't Worry, Be Happy." Listen.
Don't worry, be happy. La 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 la. Don't worry. Be happy. La 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 la. Just peace, not war.
Just peace, not war. He doesn't even speak very good English, does he? Just peace, not war. I love it. When he does that little dance and song, he kind of almost seems likable. I'm sure he's still a communist and, corrupt to the core, just like everybody else that's in power, places of great influence over nations. Corrupt power corrupts absolute power. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. The more power you get, the more corrupt you are, especially when you try to consolidate it and think that you're the king of the world. Because when you're the king of the world, you're vying for supremacy over the human soul and the heart of humanity. That's only reserved for God. You can't be in that position or place, especially if you're desirous after gold and silver and all the dainties and the special things, the god of forces. Just like Belshazzar was worshiping the gods of silver and gold right before he was destroyed. You got to kind of wonder if the pride doesn't precede the fall, as the Bible says. I think it's sudden destruction when they are promising. Peace is a good gig to try to gain. If you were to understand the mindset of humanity, they always want something good. It's like why do you think these corrupt leaders do foundations? They're always trying to. The Gates Foundation, the Clinton Foundation. Now you got the Trump Foundation. It's always about the children. It's always about helping somebody. We're philanthropic. We want to go out and give, injections to everybody in Africa, and we want to make sure we save the world. What are they doing that for? Why do they do that? Well, they're so rich. What? Because they know it opens the door of people's hearts. where they can get in there and, you know, it's like, hey, you can trust us. You can trust us. We're here for the children. We're here to save the children. Just send us your money. You know, Dell Computers, come on, you can invest $7 billion into our foundation. One day those children will get that money when they reach 18. We'll take good care of it. It's kind of like those companies that tell you, oh, you want a gold IRA? We'll hold the gold for you in our vaults, but you can send us the money and we'll make sure it's secure. So when all the crap hits the fan, we'll send it to you. Make sure you got something you can barter with. Or you got a gold certificate, you're invested in the gold stock market. That's very good. As soon as the crap hits the fan, everything goes south, you still got your gold certificate. We'll send it to you in the mail. Just a piece of paper, though. Whoops. I accidentally hit the button there. By request says, if Venezuela cannot understand that we need their oil and will have it, then we just have to send 7,000 Marines in to remind them of how our needs outweigh theirs. Plus, we own everything, both south and central and north. I mean, Trump is already saying he's going to go in Colombia leaders next. Did you see that? He said the Colombian leaders next. Anywhere there's drugs going from south to north, it's good. It's game on. We're going to go in there with our military. We got things to break, people to, waterboard and make sure we get all the information before we lock them up or kill them. But what about all the other hot spots around the world? What happens when they all blow up? What happens when those countries decide, hey, okay, well, the U.S. just basically is opening Pandora's box. Let's go ahead and do our thing now. Make sure we got the U.S. in like 10 different places at once. Hopefully they can also protect their own homeland, because I'm sure there's going to be terrible things happening in the homeland as well. It's only a matter of time before it all blows up. The pirate Trump. I was telling somebody that tonight, because I said the same thing. I was like, this reminded me of like what pirates do. They go in and steal the gold. Like, arr, mighty, you need to swab the deck, mate, or you will walk the plank. Walk the plank, walk the plank, walk the plank. That's the parrot on the pirate's shoulder. Captain Black, what's his name? Black Sparrow. What was his name? Sparrow, the guy who did the Pirates of the Caribbean. What was that guy's name? But anyways, okay, let's go through some news. What do you think? We'll go through some news and look at all the darkness. Let's be amazed at the darkness. How much darkness is there in this world? How much darkness can we just gaze into before our eyes need some light? Oh, let's take a look and see. Oh, things are going to change very soon. You guys all just be patient. I kind of need to... Yeah, Jack Black. That's it. Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow. That's it. Jack Sparrow. Why did I say Jack Black? That's that other guy. What's his name? He's the guy that played Nacho. That's Jack Black, not Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow is what's his name? Jack Sparrow. Who's the guy that plays Jack Sparrow? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp. Yeah, Johnny Depp. Jack Black is the other dude. He's Nacho. Nacho. Anyways, so they're saying B-52s flying all around. Here's some pictures of transponders on, transponders off, transponders on, transponders off. You got a couple of these B-52s been flying around here in the Caribbean, right there next to Caracas. all the way up until this evening. This was just a few hours ago. That's a little unnerving, I guess, you would think. And then there was some footage that was taken of this B-50, or I'm sorry, of this tanker that was commandeered by our Coast Guard and military. Let's see if we can take a look at that footage there. Let's see. Where is that footage? Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. They took your bed. They took your oil. They took your tanker. Don't worry. It'll get better. It'll get better soon. Don't worry. You'll all be dead very soon. It's okay. It's okay. Isn't that the way that song goes? Don't worry, be happy. Don't. Oh, no. I just messed up my mic here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's an old song. That's an old song. But I'm sure I'm going to get a copyright for that. Now, some songs you can play, and then, oh yeah, they do have it on here. So other people have put it on there, so I guess it's okay. Bob Marley has it on there too. Yeah. A Don't Worry, Be Happy bird. Let me see if it's a parrot. Look at that. That's great, little birdie. You know how to do it. Don't worry. Be happy now. All right, so what else? Okay, so they took over the boat. Maduro is singing songs about being happy and not worrying, even though they took his ship. U.S. President Donald Trump, in reference to oil tanker being seized, says, other things are happening. I wonder what those other things are that are happening. I'm sure there's other things happening we don't know about, but we're going to soon find out. Zelensky has issued a new statement saying this week may bring news for the U.S. or for us, or for, maybe he's talking about them, which could lead to the end of the bloodshed. End of the war? I don't think so. I think that Russia likes what's happening and they're going to probably keep going forward. I think they're probably not going to go long. Who knows? But maybe they will. But I have a feeling that they've waited too long. According to U.S. officials, Macadu was helped by some of Maduro's officials who most likely are defectors. Now, I guess this is the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize, and it was supposedly the one that's supposed to be the legitimate president, or that's going to take over when they regime change, right? And so what I heard and what people are saying, and some of the intel, is that she was liberated from Venezuela by an operation of the U.S. military. They went in there to save her, right? Supposedly, last night. And she's in Oslo now. She didn't actually go to the ceremony to receive her award. Her daughter received it for her, but she was there, supposedly. But because of security reasons, she didn't want to be public. I don't know if that's true. Is that true? I don't know. You never know. Why wouldn't she want to be seen? I mean, what kind of security issues would she have? But anyways, they said that she escaped by a boat. This is another statement that was put out, that she escaped by a boat. She made it out of Venezuela by boat a day before the Nobel ceremony. A U.S. official now confirms that Venezuelan opposition leader left the country via a boat. And this was what they said via Viral 24. I'm not sure what that is, but she was extracted from Venezuela by U.S. forces and brought into Colombia without the Colombian president's knowledge. Remember, Trump said something about the Colombian leader tonight. He said, "You're next. You better be watching out because you're next." So, yeah, he's definitely threatening a number of leaders right now. The amended peace plan by Ukraine and Europe involves the creation of a demilitarized zone along the entire line. This is going back to the Ukraine war here. Along the entire line of contact between or beyond which there will be a deeper zone where the deployment of heavy weapon systems is prohibited. This is supposedly in the works, right? This is supposedly this peace agreement that they're trying to broker with Russia. I'll bet you anything Russia rejects it. How much you want to bet? The United States will provide Ukraine with security guarantees similar to Article 5 of the NATO Charter. So basically, a de facto NATO country, Ukraine has become. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant inside of Ukraine now will come under U.S. control. What? That's news. So U.S. is going to be in there with forces inside of a nuclear power plant. What are we going to do? Take that power and well, actually, we're probably going to use that power for AI, I'm sure, all over Europe, right? Eastern Europe into because, the AI needs lots of power. What was the thought? It says here. I know it's kind of late, guys, but I didn't have any coffee today, so I was totally coffeeless. So that's probably why I'm like this right now. So I guess that's good that you can't be on coffee too much. Breaking: the Gang of Eight will be briefed on the prospect of the formation of a new Venezuelan government, which will be the legitimate government in exile. The formation of a new Venezuelan government, which will be the legitimate government in exile. So, who is the Gang of Eight? Isn't that like some of our senators? Who the heck are the gang? Who is the Gang of Eight? Do you guys know the Gang of Eight? Okay, so the Gang of Eight is the intelligence. It's for a set of 8 leaders in the United States Congress. That's what I thought. It was a congressional oversight type intelligence group. So it says the Gang of Eight is a colloquial term for a set of 8 leaders in the United States Congress who are briefed on classified intelligence matters by the executive branch. Specifically, the Gang of Eight includes the leaders of each of the two parties from both the Senate and the House, and the chairs and ranking minority members of both the Senate Committee and House Committee for Intelligence, as set forth by whatever article that is or whatever statute that is, 50 U.S. 309, weird symbols, quotes, C, quote, 2, little, I don't even know what that says there. They use these weird symbols. I have no idea what these symbols are. Anyways, it says, under normal conditions, the President of the United States is required by the title, and it gives that title again, to ensure that the Congressional Intelligence Committees are kept fully and currently informed of the intelligence activities of the United States, including any significant anticipated intelligence activity as required by the title. However, under the extraordinary circumstances clause when the president thinks it is essential to limit access to information about covert actions, that allows the president to limit the reporting. Well, I'm sure that can be arranged. This is very sensitive information. Can't let you know. We're about to go to war. We can't really consult you because this is a very sensitive national security concern. Only the president is privy to. Sorry, Congress, but we can't really tell you why we're going to war. Just trust the plan. This is a 3D chess move. So understand, it must be trusted. Must be trusted. Trust the plan. We are going to war, and there's a reason why. Let's see what else we got. The Supreme Court and the Venezuela National Assembly in exile will swear in Edmundo Gonzalez as the legitimate president of Venezuela, and Maria Corina Machado, and she's the one that won the Nobel Peace Prize, as the vice president. So that's happening now. Excuse me. And then it goes on. Here's Time Magazine's cover, Person of the Year. I guess it's a whole bunch of these tech titans, the tech giants, sitting on a girder as they build the Empire State Building, or what was considered to be the wonder of technology back in the day. This is all being equated to the building of the AI infrastructure. And these are all the people of the year. I guess Elon's in there and a bunch of the other. Let's see if I can show it to you here. Let's see. What did I just do? Oh, there I am. I did the wrong one there. There we go. And there you see, I guess that's Elon is in there, and there's a few others in there. I'm not sure who's in there. Is that, you guys could probably name them all. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Poll finds a majority of Israelis expect a war in the coming year. It looks like Israel is on the brink of another war with Iran. And 71% of Israelis say that a war will resume with Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Iran, and the Islamic Jihad. So much for peace. Peace and security. Peace and security. Then sudden destruction will come upon them like a woman in travail. A flare-up in the Middle East. There is no ceasefire between Iran and Israel. Netanyahu is preparing a strike on Iran in 2026. Hamas has rejected the Trump peace plan and vows to keep its weapons and continue the war against Israel. This is according to Israeli 365 News. I'm sure just another bit of information out there in the news media so that everybody can prepare themselves for the coming conflict that's going to be raging once again as everything blows up all over the world. South America, inside of America, Ukraine, South China Sea. We're talking about Japan. Did you see the Japan thing with China? I mean, supposedly intelligence came to Tokyo informing it of grave concern what the Chinese are doing right now. Of grave concern, whatever that means, that there's something really brewing between China and Japan. And I told you guys the other night, Japan is an enemy of China that was very brutal during the Second World War, and that they probably never forgave for what China did to China, what Japan actually did to China. And the Chinese at that time were almost like a third world country. I mean, it was just because of the Clinton administration that gave China that little edge that began their rebuilding into the superpower that they are now, it was because we gave them everything. We gave them the secrets. We gave them the keys to the kingdom. We let them come in and reverse engineer everything, and we shipped everything over there for them to make it. And it was an industrial revolution that continued even until all of the electronics and computer technologies took over, and then they surpassed us in developing and manufacturing, and even in technologies now that they're in advancement. They've got products that are far in advance than what we have. I mean, look what they did with their own Navy and how quickly they built that. But that goes exactly according to the timeline of the secret speech of the Chinese general. If you ever read that, that was delivered back, I think it was 2015. And they explained, no, I think it was 2005. And they explained what they were doing and how they were going to overtake the West and how they were going to build their Navy very quickly right at the end. And they did exactly what they said they were going to do, because that's exactly what happened. Their Navy was developed and launched. I mean, they're making these things so quick. I mean, you see the way they got the assembly lines and all the robotics and all these factories. I mean, they're doing the same thing with their military and every other weapon that they reverse engineer. And then they perfect it. They make it better and cheaper. On top of that, it's cheaper to make, I should say. It's maybe not even cheaper. They're just making it more efficiently, and it's a lot more economic. The labor obviously is all probably free labor. It's probably slave labor, a lot of it. Who knows? But I know they don't pay everybody as well as they would here, But look at this. The East Wing of the White House, Trump is just taking a sledgehammer to it, and he's building the Baal room, the Baal for the Baals. And this supposedly is going to look just like the dimensions and everything are very similar to the Third Temple. If you know what the Third Temple and the way it's projected to be built, they've already got the blueprints. It looks very much like the Third Temple. Could this be the Third Temple in the U.S.? He's sitting in the seat of the temple in the holy place. He's actually making something that looks like the holy place on the ruins of the West or the East Wing. I mean, literally, he just destroyed a huge amount of history. Trump did. I mean, don't you think they could have done it somewhere else? I mean, that's a historic wing of the White House. Don't you think they could have just put the ballroom somewhere else on the property or attached it in some other way? Why would they destroy such a huge piece of American history? Uh-oh. What the heck happened? Is that wind? It's got to be wind. And then look at what it says about who's helping to build this ballroom. This ballroom, right? The tech giants or the tech titans. They are the ones that are funding the building of Trump's Golden Age ballroom. And there's rumors that there's going to be some kind of an expensive AI data center underneath. Could that be? Is that why all these people here or these corporations are all funding it? Look at who's behind this. Meta, Apple, Amazon, Google, Lockheed Martin, Microsoft, Comcast, Coinbase, Palantir Technologies, T-Mobile, Ripple, blockchain. T-Mobile, Ripple is a blockchain payment network, and Tether is also a stablecoin issuer. Micron Technology, Booz Allen Hamilton, defense and security contractor. HP, Hewlett Packard, Next Era Energy, Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, founders of a crypto platform Gemini, and that's the new AI that you see up at the top of a Chrome browser, right? Or the Google browser, I should say. The Google? It might be chrome. How on earth would these tech titans be interested in building a golden ballroom for the golden age at the White House? Surely they're not just hoping to be invited to some overpriced dinner parties, unless it's not just a ballroom. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? What's it going to be? Let's see. President Trump warns Colombian president that he's going to be next. Let's see what Trump said in his own words.
Producing a lot of drugs. They have cocaine factories that they make cocaine, as you know, and they sell it right into the United States. So he better wise up.
He's so quiet. Why is he talking so quietly?
He'll be next, too. And I hope he's listening. He's going to be next. Yes.
Let's listen to that one more time. Let's just listen to how angry he sounds. Maybe he didn't have his Big Mac or something. Why is he so angry? He's hangry. That's what my kids say when they get hungry and they're angry, and they get hungry and angry. They say they're hangry. I think Trump might be hangry. He sounds a little bit
Colombia is
angry.
producing a lot of drugs. They have cocaine factories that they make cocaine, as you know, and they sell it right into the United States. So he better wise up, or he'll be next. He'll be next, too. And I hope he's listening. He's going to be next. Yes.
He sounds hangry. Give him a Big Mac. Maybe he'll get better. One of them double cheeseburgers with fries and a Coke. And maybe a little apple pie on the side. He's The White House was rebuilt in the 60s. Hello? The White House was rebuilt in the 60s? Oh, it was in the 60s? Well, still, isn't that historic? That's still historic, right? I mean, you're talking about, what was it? JFK era, right? Anything that happens at the White House becomes history, right? I mean, it's history. So if a new president shows up on the scene, maybe a Democrat decides, oh, I think I'm going to tear down the ballroom. You're tearing down a little bit of history, American history. What are you laughing at, Molly? CS Driver says, when he's done with the ballroom, he'll probably have to do gold trim all over the rest of the White House to make it match. Exactly. Well, I think he's already got all that gold. They call it dilly-dallies, the gold dilly-dallies that he has everywhere. He puts them everywhere, on all the walls, on all the furniture, they're like golden dilly-dallies. I don't think they're, if they were solid gold, I mean, it would be one thing, but still, it almost looks like, it looks like some, how when you think about the 60s and how they had these weird, tastes for home decor. I don't know if you guys remember, but everything was green, like puke green, and an ugly kind of like yellowish orange. How many of you guys know from back in the 60s? Everything was like in a green and an orange color. I mean, everything was done like really gaudy. Ugh. It's like, what? What was the matter with those people back in the 60s? What was the matter with my parents? Why would they like that kind of stuff? Or some of the suits they used to wear, remember in the 60s and the 70s, it was like all checkered suits, like checkered patterns. And it just looks so like, what? I could never see that coming back into fashion. But it just reminds me of the dilly-dallies of Trump in his White House. It's like an uncomfortable feeling. Like it just reminds me of that kind of that home decor that was so, I don't know. You're just pointing out facts, but that does gold. But what does gold and the Antichrist? Yeah. What were you saying there, Drops? You said you were pointing out facts about, are you talking about the 60s? Let's see what else you guys got here. Looking at some of your comments here. Yeah, it's an escalation. I would say that too, Molly. I think everything that's happening is definitely they're pushing it toward an escalation. They're wanting people they want people to realize, and get into that state of we're ready for war, and then they want the leaders of these countries to react. They want some kind of reaction, so it'll help justify. They're just looking for an opportunity to make it. If they don't get a reason for justifying a war, they're going to make a reason. That's where you get false flags coming in. They'll just say, oh, this is something that they just did, and when it's reality, it could very well be us that did it, just to give us an excuse. I mean, the whole excuse for even going over there in the first place. What was it? Fentanyl? I mean, that was a total lame excuse. That wasn't even real. Why are they lying? Why don't they just tell us right off the top? We're going over there because of thus and so. Why are we there? What's the real reason? Just tell the American people. Stop trying to cover it up. Just say, we're there. Is it for the oil? Or is it there because we want to protect our hemisphere because we're being invaded by China and Russia? Maybe we're on the brink of being completely, irrelevant economically. I mean, guys, I got to share this with you. This is just crazy information here. Let me just pull this up for you really quick. I want to read this to you. It's really just absolutely mind-boggling. Let's see if I saved it. I hope I saved it. Did I save it? Oh no, did I not save this? I meant to come on and read this yesterday. Let's see if I can find it here. My history. This was yesterday. Let's see if I can find this. You gotta surprise everybody. Anyway, you don't want to tell anybody what's coming before you do it. You know what I mean? I'm the same way. I know there's times I want to let people know stuff like ahead of time, and I like, you know what? I don't want it to be thwarted, so I don't tell anybody. And then I just surprise. You're gonna have to guess. Now I gave a little bit of heads up, but that's what Trump does too. Like he's like, oh, you're not going to know until it happens. That's the way God is too, though. See, God doesn't tell you everything either. He just kind of surprises you, especially if your motives are wrong. You got wrong motives, he's not going to tell you. He's going to make you guess. He's going to put you in suspense. You're going to be wondering. You're going to be all like, what's going on? I got to monitor 24/7 to be able to figure it out. Oh, you're never going to figure it out. He's going to tire you out. He's going to just wear you down. You'll figure it out when the big boom happens. When everybody is just watching and hanging on every syllable. They're just like every word that you say is just going to be scrutinized. Because you got the goods, you got all the insight, you got all the information. You're the powerful leader. You know what I mean? Everybody's been waiting for this moment anyway, right? I'm still looking. I can't find it. I'm sitting here. When did I see this? I know I had this. This is so important here. Where did I see that? Now I'm going to have to go back and find out where I lost that information. could have swore I saved it. The whole Charlie Kirk thing is just weird. So weird. Anybody following all that? Jeez. There's so many weird things going on, though. Charlie Kirk, Candace Owen, his widow. Now there's a book that's been released, a Charlie Kirk post-humanist, what do they call it, humanist book after he died, right? I'm sure that the #1 bestseller, making huge amounts of money, I'm sure. My gosh. Just absolutely crazy. Did he really write it? I mean, sure he probably did, but let me see if I can find. I guess I can't find this. Was it yesterday? My goodness, I wished I would have saved that. Didn't I save it? I could have swore I saved it. I wanted to read this to you. Oh, wait, this might be it. Nope, that's not it. It was a Substack, right? It was a Substack. Let me see if I can find a Substack. Oh, this might be it. Yep, this is it. I found it. Okay, you need to just check this out. Oh, you know who sent that to me was... Okay, yeah. This is really important. I should probably just do a video on this. Let me just share with you guys just briefly, and then I'm going to call it a night. But this briefly is just to show you the information, and then I'll do a video on it. I'll just dedicate a video to it because it's an important video that should, get people's attention. And this has to do with silver. And I've always told people silver is the place you want to be if you're going to put money into precious metals. I'm sure that gold is great too because gold has gone up, but silver is a poor man's gold, but it actually is going to perform in percentages, I think, even better. In fact, much better than gold because it's an industrial metal as well, and it's very limited. But they're saying here silver is on the brink of extinction, and what does that mean? It means that there's not that much silver out there, so that makes it more valuable, right? Supposedly the same thing like they say with Bitcoin. Oh, there's only so many Bitcoins out there, so everybody wants them, and it's going to only go up in price. But that, that's not anything like I'm talking about here with silver. But it says, listen to what's going on here. Just take a listen or just take a view of this. How Trump's data blackout. Now, what was the data blackout? Well, all the economic numbers. Why is he not sharing what's really going on with our economy? Why is he talking it up, gaslighting us and telling us that everything is the golden age, the hot economy, when it's not? And then they don't want to share with you guys the real numbers? What the heck is that all about? That's like lying to your face right there, lying to your face. It's just crazy. So Trump's data blackout, fake boom, and rigged markets are driving the U.S. economy over a cliff. This is why you're seeing precious metals spiking through the roof. This is why we're losing it, going after other countries, wanting to make war now because we need to gobble up resources because we're, failing economically. I really think that's what it is. And it just says, these are some of the graphs here. You can take a look at what do you think on this? Canceled job reports, GDP report, and now inflation report. Something is very wrong. I posted that the other day. Bureau of Labor Statistics won't publish October PPI inflation report. What in the world? The Trump regime just turned off the instrument panel and is screaming. Oops. Let's look at this. It says the Trump regime just turned off the instrument panel and is screaming from the cockpit that the economy has never been better. Meanwhile, they're very quiet. They very quietly canceled, delayed, or threatened to bury the very gauges that tell you if the plane is on fire. CPI, PPI, GDP, and the monthly jobs report. Why are they hiding all this? These are indicators we all have to look at, right? Headline, economy great. Do not look at the screens. In November, the White House moved from messaging numbers to muzzling them, blocking the advance estimate of Q3 2025 GDP outright, while agencies also halted or scrapped key inflation and employment releases. Officials blamed the shutdown and permanently impaired data. The dog ate it. The dog ate our homework. The dog ate our data. Then hinted October jobs and CPI may never be released, a stunning admission that the public is not entitled to know how bad it is, that it really is. When a regime cancels GDP, CPI, and PPI, and non-farm payrolls, it's not pro-business. It is hiding the crime scene tape. It's hiding the crime scene tape, right? No serious business operates without basic financials, yet the Trump administration now expects 330 million people and global markets to trust an economy whose dashboard has been ripped out. It's kind of like, hey, I've never made so much money in my life, even though I've claimed bankruptcy 7 times in the last 20 years. How did you make so much money, Trump? I'm just amazingly well gifted. I understand how economies work, and I know how the country operates with all of these, safeguards, and I'm able to play the system. Even though I don't say it just like that, but that's what I did. I'm still able to make lots of money and be the hottest billionaire bachelor out there. Oh, I'm married? Oh, I forgot I'm married. Yeah. I'm still hot. Doesn't that sound like Trump? The Labor Department has already canceled the October jobs report, the inflation report, the October CPI release, while BLS concedes some data may simply never exist, meaning that Main Street is flying blind on layoffs, wage pressures, and real unemployment. Because it is so bad. Guys, it is so bad. It is so bad. And they're not telling us. You know why? Because Trump thinks that he can just tell you over and over and over that it's a hot economy and you'll believe it. And you'll still have confidence because you're putting your confidence in him. You're not putting your confidence in real data, in the real numbers, because the real numbers are telling you exactly how bad it is. And everybody knows how bad it is. When they go to the grocery store, when they go try to buy things, prices are through the roof. Turning off the lights does not make the recession go away. It just makes the looting easier. That's so true. That's so true. That is so true. Oh, Lord. This is why I want to just do a full piece on this. I just got to go through this in detail. I'm not going to do it right now, but you guys get the gist. You get the gist, and if you want to read this, you can just slow down the video and read it. I just went through the whole thing. And I'll be making a video on it tomorrow. Here's some more data right here. And if you decide to buy silver, buy it in your hot little hand and put it in a safe. If you're someone that is going to, I'm going to tell you what, I think silver is going to keep going up and up and away. I told people back in 2011 or so, I was like, out of the blue, the Lord just put on my heart. Tell people to go buy silver, charge up their credit cards, buy as much as they can, and then when the price goes up, then just to cash it out and pay off their credit cards. And I had people saying, why did you just tell people that? You just told people to go into debt, Robert. And I was like, I don't know. I just felt that I was supposed to share that. And they were like, that's crazy. You're not supposed to tell people to go into debt, Robert. And then all of a sudden, what happened? A few weeks later, silver went up $50 an ounce. Remember? 2011, $50 an ounce. That was the last time it ever went up. And I had one guy message me, hey, I listened to what you said. I put $30,000 of silver on credit card. He said, I just made like 100,000, or I don't know, it was like 90,000. I think he said 90 or something. And I was like, well, great. Are you going to pay off your credit cards now? I don't know. I don't think I want to pay off my credit cards. I think I'm just going to hold off. And, and then the price of silver just dropped down to $30 an ounce from 50. It just went all the way down to 30. But he didn't listen. He could have paid off all of his credit cards and had a nice little profit, sold it off, if he was going to turn it into cash. But he didn't do that. But, if you're going to buy silver, I only think it's going to go up. I think silver is a lot better investment if you did have money to do that with. And then if you do bank, then just remember where you heard the good advice. And make sure you tip us. Give us a little tip for the tip. Yeah, because he said, I remember that guy said to me, he goes, you gave me a tip. And I was thinking to myself, he was writing me in a text, and I'm like, a tip? I gave somebody a tip? I was thinking I gave him like a monetary tip or something, because the way he said it, I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? He goes, thanks for the tip, man. And I was like, what tip? What did I tip you? And he's like, you told me to go buy silver. And I go, oh yeah. Okay, that's good. And then he's like, look at what happened, man. I'm like, well, great. That's awesome. Don't forget to tip the tipper who gave you the tip. Amen. But he didn't. He forgot. He lost it all. That's what happens when people aren't thankful. They lose it all. They're going to lose it all suddenly. It's all going to crash. And who knows how long silver and gold is going to be worth anything. Because really, when it's all said and done, the Bible does say that silver and gold is going to be like, they're going to just throw it on the streets. It's not going to be worth anything. What's really going to be valuable? Well, I think tools, things that you know how to do, people that are skilled, people that know how to MacGyver stuff together, know how to hunt, they know how to fish, nobody really wants, they're going to want things, medium of exchange, that's going to be valuable in a when it goes back to nothing, when everything goes back to nature. I'll just say, I have a feeling that things, when they do fall apart, your rural areas are going to be kind of the only thing that's going to be working. And that's why I said, if you're near a city, you're in a bad situation. If you're in a city or near a city, it's not a good place to be. Because when it all does, and it all said and done, when it all comes down, it's going to come down very quickly and suddenly. And then that's when you only have a small amount of time to do something to get yourself in a position where, you're not going to be, caught in the trap, because it is going to be a trap. So the blockade is supposedly affecting China, right? This is Michael Schneider's article. Wow. That's pretty true. My goodness. Look at that. Wow. Man, my gosh. Right. Is this the end or is it just the beginning? The Chinese will not be very happy with America if we block their oil. We're going to have to do it the hard way with you now. Are you ready? All of our Chinese assets will be activated shortly. Yep. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I'll talk about these things here too later on. But right now, I'm going to bed. I'm going to go hit the hay. It's late. How many of you guys are still here with me? Earthquake incoming? Really? Everything that can be shaken will be shaken? Yeah, Trump probably has a vault of gold. Seriously, huh? Yeah. No, I don't think he's into gold anymore. I think he's into Bitcoin. I think he has a whole vault full of Bitcoin. It's just a whole bunch of numbers on a computer screen. No, he's trying to sell you to buy it so that you can pump it up and then he can quickly exit it with all your money. And then he'll go out and buy a bunch of hard, tangible gold and silver. Amen, everybody. God bless. Y'all have a great evening, and the Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Give you peace in Christ. Amen. And we'll talk again tomorrow. I'll try to get the devotional going in the early morning. All right. God bless you guys.